Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second year anniversary of Dynamic Duo. I'm Travis Snell.
I'm Dylan West.
And I'm Kyle Smith.
It's been a while. But we're back. Like we said, Dynamic
Every
Duo.
time. You do that every time.
Love it.
Almost every time.
Love it. But yeah, so we do specials. This is a special time because yes, it's our second year anniversary. But me and Kyle did this last year. Dylan's gonna join us this year.
I am.
And this is because movies. I used to do this a lot with my family and friends that watch wrestling, and it could be fun. Like, I'll predict this guy to win a title, this and that. It's hard to do that with movie and TV shows because there's not much to you can predict, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the closest way of predicting stuff. So if people don't know, they're probably looking at the title of this podcast being ranking 2018 comic book movies. Like, none of them have come out yet.
Yeah.
There's a point. We're pre-ranking them and into three categories. We're doing what we are find most excited. We're gonna go by the movies. What we find most excited from 1 to 8. I think there is.
Yeah.
And so 1 to 8. We'll go what we think is gonna review the best. So sorry if you hate it, but we're going Rotten Tomato scores. We're thinking what critics are gonna like the best. Because fans are nuts. We don't know.
Fans are crazy.
Then we're gonna do money. We're gonna think what's gonna make the most at the box office. So
The cheddar.
yeah, so let's start with our most excited. Now, Dylan, you weren't here for last year, but you can hear this as, just a fun little heirloom. Me and Kyle did this last year, so these are
I
our...
probably listened to this last week.
Maybe you did.
Yeah.
These are our closest, or this is what we thought for our excitement. Me and Kyle had the exact same list for Well, I think we're doing it different this year. I think last year you and I kind of agreed on a list.
Yeah.
We can have our own separate list, but... So this is what we had as far as our excitement. We put Logan as number 1.
Yeah.
So how you feeling that matches up with what you end up liking the most of the movies?
I think I like that one the most.
Okay, so and then number 2 we put Guardians Volume 2.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Would it? Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I'm trying to remember the names or the movies.
The names of the movies.
I will go like this. Let me just read them all then. Logan.
Yeah.
Guardians 2. This is the top was the most exciting.
Yeah.
Guardians 2. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Lego Batman. Thor Ragnarok.
We had Lego Batman in there too.
Yeah. Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And Justice League. Yeah. We put Justice League pretty low there.
For good reason.
Yeah, so, because I guess the easiest way you can say this, and Dylan, you can say this as well, but if you ranked the 2017 comic movies out of all of them, what do you think this year?
I think it would go Logan, probably Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. I know you're a big Wonder Woman fan. You love Wonder Woman.
I really like Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I'm debating Guardians of the Galaxy or Lego Batman.
Where did you guys have Wonder Woman on your list?
Third last. So when Wonder Woman, we put Thor second last because there had been no trailers at that point.
Yes.
But we still put it above Justice League because that was after Squad, and it was an all-time low.
Yeah.
Squad and BBS, that 1-2 punch, it was not looking good. What was I gonna... Oh my god, that's DC phoning us. No check today. So this will ask you because you literally just saw Spider-Man for the first time this week.
Yeah.
You were away when it came out in theaters, so
Yeah.
you didn't get to see it. You're on Spider-Man Retro, cheap plug.
Cheap plug.
What? Because you were debating out of the 3, Lego Batman, Spider-Man. You forgot Thor, and you seemed to really enjoy Thor when we saw it with you at the theater.
Well, that's what Lego Batman and then Thor.
And then Spider-Man below that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, I liked Spider-Man. I thought it was good, but I think I could rewatch Thor more than rewatching Spider-Man.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Fair enough. And then Justice League is obviously
at the bottom.
Yeah. I will say this before I say my list. This is, no one can debate it. It is the greatest year of comic book movies.
2017 or 2018?
So much this year, or sorry, 2017. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much variety. Like you look at this, Logan, loved it. Guardians, I loved it. Spider-Man, really liked it. Thor Ragnarok, really liked it. Wonder Woman, was great. I think it was above there. Lego Batman, loved it. Justice League, even then, to me, the worst comic book movie of the year was still just like, it was fine. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't Squad level. It wasn't BVS, or for some people, like it wasn't fan force stick. I'll say that. If you like those DC movies, fine. It wasn't fan force stick. We were pretty great. This list for me is, almost identical to what I would have had because I had, well, I don't know. Logan, Guardians, Spider-Man, Lego Batman, Thor. There was one. Okay, so what I would. Sorry. It was Logan, Guardian, Spider-Man, Lego Batman, Wonder Woman, Thor, and Justice League. The only one that
Spider-Man's higher than it would have.
Yeah. So for me, my actual list now would have been like Logan was number 1, Guardians 2, Wonder Woman 3, Lego Batman 4, Spider-Man 5, and then Justice League last. So my list was pretty close. It was just swapping Spider-Man swapping Spider-Man, Logan, Lego Batman. Like, it was close. It was pretty close. Yours was a little more off, but mine was pretty close. Dylan, you had some time to think. What were your 2017 favorite comic? Because you were on the cast, but
yeah, well, it's hard to imagine like when you guys did this. Obviously, you only had like what trailers were out.
Yeah.
So obviously, like Thor Ragnarok, I probably would have put really low because the first two, I mean, I don't really like the first one that much, and the second one was pretty garbage.
Logan was high because it was off. That trailer just come out.
Yeah, I feel like Logan probably at the time would have been my most anticipated, and it was that or Guardians actually.
Yeah,
it probably would have been a toss up between those two, and those two are my top two.
The 1 and 2 for you.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man. As much as I do like Spider-Man: Homecoming, and I want to like it so much more than I do. But
have you rewatched it yet?
I haven't rewatched it.
You should
yet.
rewatch it for the Golden Geeks because we're gonna be doing our award show of the year. Because
I really should.
Yeah, there's some kind of. I watched it again and I think I liked it just the same. I didn't go one way or the other. It's funny, I actually watched Justice League, and for some reason I like Flash's lines a bit more, but it was still not. It was still like a 25%.
Right.
It's so a rewatch helps.
Yeah, I think it's. It's got a lot of good stuff in there, but there's also, like, the movie has some problems with it, right? Yeah. So, I still liked it, and I think maybe, it's not that I dislike Wonder Woman, but I seem to like it a lot less than everyone else.
Yeah, you do.
So,
not on that hype train.
It's definitely, like I have my tier list that I made as, like, my indicator where I put all these things, and Wonder Woman, yeah, it was the second to last, after Justice League, I guess.
And where's Lego Batman ranking there? Because it's
Lego Batman I had number 3 actually. I had it above Ragnarok.
Yeah,
just because honestly, it is like a perfect movie. I feel like for exactly. Yeah, it's just a great movie. It has so much to it, a lot of layers.
So what we'll do this year, we'll do individual lists of what we have as our most excited. So I'll do a quick read off for what is coming out this year. It is in order. So Black Panther is first up to bat. Okay. Infinity War. Deadpool 2, Ant-Man the Wasp, Venom, X-Men Dark Phoenix, Spider-Man into the Spideyverse, into the Spider-Verse, and then Aquaman ending the year off. Yeah. You need to see the list. Yeah, there you go. So I think to get this out of the way, I think we all know what number 1 is for all of us around the board. Yeah. Aquaman is...
Okay. Transcending time and space. This character is outstanding.
Yeah. So Infinity War is the obvious one. I think we're across the board.
That's my number 1.
Yeah. There's no...
Because even if that movie isn't like perfect, and I mean, honestly, there's so many characters, there could be some things that go wrong. I still think it's going to be just so hype to see this movie and just scene after scene, seeing like certain actors or characters together on screen for the first time.
Guardians,
we're gonna get that.
Doctor
We're gonna get
Strange.
that multiple times in one movie, like over and over again. So that movie,
Maria Hill and. Somebody.
Who? Sorry?
Maria Hill. She's a character.
Maria LaGuardia.
She's a girl. She's a guy. In Avengers, the girl from How Did I Meet Your Mother? Colby Smulders plays her.
Jeez. You're saying a bunch of things that I don't remember.
Check out the Marvel retrospective. We're going to talk about it soon. But yeah, Infinity War, it's tough to talk about because we've been talking about this since the podcast started. We started talking about that before it was even called Infinity War. I think it was just like Avengers 3, and we knew it was going to be something with Infinity Gauntlet. I think it was just Infinity Gauntlet at the time because that's what the story's called. But Kyle, obviously Infinity War is your number 1. You're excited. You never spoke about it because you were on the cast. Obviously, like everyone else, loved the trailer, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I guess I wasn't here for it.
No.
Yeah. The trailer was so sick. I'm really pumped to see what's happening, and I still have yet to finish the comic, so...
Oh, yeah. You borrowed my Infinity Gauntlet one. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Honestly, we're going to get a lot of TV spots and whatnot. I would love them to take the Star Wars Last Jedi approach and just do one more trailer, and that's it. We don't need... This movie doesn't need it. They probably will. I think they'll do more. Marvel seems to do a lot more trailers, but if one movie doesn't need it, if 2 don't, it's a Star Wars movie, and it's this. They drop one more trailer, they're completely fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, number 2, this one for me is very tough.
I'm in the same boat.
It's actually not for me. I don't know why I said that. It's 3 for me that's tough. Actually, it's not.
What is your number 2? How about we go with that?
Number 2 for me, it's going to be Deadpool 2. And then previously...
Okay.
Previously, I will mention...
I thought you were going to say Black Panther.
Oh, shit! Yeah, no, it's Black Panther.
Haha, I knew it.
Shit, yeah, sorry.
No, you
That's
better
not
than
hard at all.
yourself.
I've been saying this. I still think Black Panther, quality-wise, unless they just pull off a gift with Infinity War, which they could. They did that with Civil War. Civil War is still my favorite Marvel movie. I thought, oh, this is gonna be great, but you can't get to that Avengers hype again. And to me, they did it. And it was in mid-theater while I was watching. They did it. Infinity War, I think they could do that, so they have that trump card. But film quality aside, the colors are great. Hype aside, I think film quality, Black Panther's gonna be great. I'm not gonna retread too much, but I think it's gonna be like Batman Begins, like that sort of quality. I'm hoping, for me, it does not take the Doctor Strange route where Black Panther starts quipping a lot. I was really excited for Strange. I felt it was very different, and then when we got in the theater, it felt more or less the same. I still want the same vibe, and I'm still fine with some humor, but I didn't like Wong and Baron Mordo and like Doctor Strange were all quipping, and I was like, oh, this felt like it was going to be a bit more serious and a bit more higher stakes because it just felt darker. And I don't need darker. I can have humor, but I want Civil War type of tone where humor is in there, but it's very serious, the stuff that's going on. And Black Panther did not quit once in Civil War, so I have that hope. I love the cast. I love the director. Fruitvale Station, check it out. Creed. I don't like Rocky movies. There's some of the most just machismo, just like, oh, Rocky. Creed's my favorite Rocky movie. Shoot me. I know everyone loves Rocky, but Creed has heart. I know Rocky does too. I'm just a poser. Rocky's a great movie. I'm just so sick and tired of hearing about it. But yeah, Black Panther easily number 2. It'd be number 1 if Infinity War wasn't coming out. I've said this before. This has to be a 9 out of 10 or higher. This is my Logan this year. I have high hopes for this movie. And it could.
Well, you were right. You were right about Logan. So
I could easily be disappointed about this. So easily. So.
I mean, yeah, the fact that you get so hyped on Black Panther makes me more hyped for it because to me, like, the trailer is pretty good, but I wasn't really blown away. And I mean, it's been a long time since, chronologically, I guess, like a Marvel movie, I've liked all of them for the last like few years. So I think either way, I'm gonna be happy with the movie, unless it's not that I have bias or anything. Like, if it's a bad movie, it's a bad movie, and I'll say it's a bad movie.
But is it your number 2?
It is not my number 2.
Okay.
Simply because
I know what your number 2 is.
I'm not super hyped on it. I'm gonna go with Deadpool 2.
Oh, I was wrong. I thought you were gonna do Ant-Man the Wasp because you
Really?
love Paul Rudd.
I love Paul Rudd, but Deadpool 2. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Deadpool 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think I kind of expect this movie to be essentially the first one over again. I don't know if it'll like the first one. The villain and stuff like that wasn't really like that deep of a story, and
maybe he stole his girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty basic, but that's totally fine with me. It's all about the humor and a lot of like the fourth wall stuff and just interesting cinematography, and then obviously Ryan Reynolds just playing this character perfectly. So I even if this movie is just like the exact same like kind of situation as the first one, but
literally gets
new
the
situations. Honestly, if that is the
just
case,
make the fourth wall jump.
We're doing the same movie. We got your money already.
It's like The Hangover.
It could still, they could do that, and it could like not be a joke. Like, it could actually be quite good.
They should do that for like the opening credits of the movie. Like, set it up the same way and be like, oh yeah, you think we were gonna hangover to you? No, like, this guy can time travel. Like, look at this, and then like Cable comes in,
and then it just like starts with time travel. Yeah. So for that reason, Deadpool 2 is gonna be my number 2 pick because I just don't think it can go wrong.
Yeah,
I think either way, I'm gonna go in the theater and have fun from start to finish, and then leave happy.
Yeah, I don't have that same worry I did for Guardians 2. I was like, oh, it's not gonna match.
Yeah,
with a lot of people,
that's
like
quite different, right?
You and me are on like I think one of the biggest comic minorities of thinking. Not even that. Like, lots of people like Guardians, but I think you and I are in the minority of thinking it's so great, but thinking it's better than the first. I still stand by. I watched it again. I still think, even if it's not better, it's on par with the first. Like, so with Deadpool 2, I feel like you have that team. The only thing that I'm
excited for the new characters as well. Actually.
Yeah, the only thing I can't remember. Oh, is Atomic Blonde? The same director that did Atomic Blonde is doing this, and I've not seen it, but from you and other people I've talked to,
the first half and was not really into it.
I've heard the same thing from everybody that's seen Atomic Blonde. That's not a terrible movie. It's just like, it just was not the like. It's not. It was just fine, and that's not what when I saw those trailers, I thought it was going to be more than just fine. Atomic Blonde, like, oh, this is a new John Wick.
Well, I mean,
this
at least
is like
in terms of if he's the director, I at least like stylistically, I like Atomic Blonde. I like the look of it.
Yeah,
and I think the bigger thing for Deadpool is the writers, obviously. So
well, that's why I'm not worried because I honestly feel for the most part.
Is it the same writers as the first?
Yeah, it is. I'll check. I'll look at that right now. But honestly, as well, while they have Ryan Reynolds, I'll not be worried until they give me a reason to. I feel like he loves the character so much. He was a big
And
proponent.
they probably have a bigger budget this time.
They do, but they're
as well.
keeping it still pretty small. They want to keep it pretty bare bones because I
Okay.
think they just put less pressure and really get more money that way, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think the only thing, like, criticism of Deadpool 1 is, like, that kind of origin story scene where he's, like, in that weird demented hospital, like, how low budget that feels. And
yeah.
I don't think they should cheap on that kind of stuff. You
I
know, if
agree.
they have some, like, special thing, and obviously, I'm not really from the comic perspective, but I'm sure comic book fans in particular kind of getting that origin scene, like, we're maybe wanting a little bit more visually from that, so
Yeah. I will.
hopefully they don't cheap out on that stuff.
I gotta show this out before you go, Kyle. When I type in Deadpool on IMDb, two things. Deadpool 2 comes up as untitled Deadpool sequel. Deadpool 3 comes up as Deadpool 3, starring Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds. I don't know what's going on IMDb right now, but it's fucking a mess. Fix that shit. Kyle, what is... Actually, before you go, because this is a...
Is it not, like, officially called Deadpool 2? I swear, I thought it was just called Deadpool 2.
Well, no, because I don't even think in that Deadpool, it says Deadpool wet on wet. I don't think they ever showed the title card. The last scene was of Cable's face, so I think... Because the rumor is that it is going to be called the untitled Deadpool sequel. Because in Hollywood, they call... So that is a rumor, so that's why they're running with it. So, now I say I completely forgot about that. That's why, because it did pop up. And I kind of like it. I don't love it. I don't think it's the sexiest thing to put on a poster, but it fits with Deadpool.
It does fit with the character.
I will ask you this because this is like kind of a prediction show. Finally, we won't talk about it again until the movie comes. Maybe the other geeks will. Yes or no, Hugh Jackman or Wolverine cameo. Not that you want, that you think that it happens. Whether it's just and him physically, not a picture.
It's just gonna be Hugh Jackman cameo for sure.
That's what, but Hugh Jackman or Wolverine. You think? Yeah, but yes or no? Do you think that happens?
Yes, but just Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
I agree, actually. I think Hugh Jackman.
I'm gonna say no because it's what I want, and I think it's set up. I really want it to happen, but that's my prediction. I'll go no. So I will. Kyle, what's your number 2?
So I was actually on the fence between Deadpool 2 and Black Panther, and I think Travis kind of talked me more towards Black Panther.
Boom, and it is the same writers for Deadpool 1. So there you go. You got them and Ryan Reynolds back. So,
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So Black Panther.
Yeah, just because we already seen Deadpool.
YouTube
Before.
comments.
Deadpool 1.
Oh, the black guy picks Black Panther. Wow, how original. Yeah, well, you know what? White Chicks is one of my favorite
I
movies.
don't think anyone is going to say that.
I've seen that before. I've seen
On
that.
our video?
No, but I've seen that on... No, not on our video,
Oh.
but I've seen, like... Let's say a black critic really likes Get Out. Oh, of course, the fucking black guy. Get Out's his favorite movie of the year. Man, chill out, people.
Yeah,
Chill out,
it was really good.
I always like to throw PSAs out there, you know, it's crazy.
You know.
Okay, well, anyway, so
He just doesn't.
Black Panther, I think,
BP.
is something
Awesome
new
pizza.
again that we've kind of seen a bit of the character, but we haven't really seen the world, and kind of that just the trailer that came out for it was really
Wakanda.
good. So, but I don't know. Again, I was on the fence with Deadpool 2 as well. So
I think we'll make this quick because
Yeah.
I imagine is your 3 Black Panther then?
I don't know.
Okay, because
Okay.
my 3 would be Deadpool and
Yeah.
yours would be, so I know
Yeah.
that because that would have been my 2 if I forgot about Black Panther. So
You
what
know, I
is-
think I will give it Black Panther.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
So this
I'm
is
gonna
where
sell out.
to me I think those were the easiest to get through because those are the hype. Like you got Deadpool has the hype.
And they're the first 3 of the year. So
Yeah. So it could go just
a little bit top heavy.
But I think Infinity War has the hype, Black Panther has the credentials, and Deadpool 2 just kind of has both going for it. So
Yeah.
number 3 is tough for me, or number 4. If anyone has a number 4, they can go because
Yeah.
I've not.
So my
Decide.
number 4 is gonna be Ant-Man and Wasp.
Okay.
okay.
For a couple reasons. Well, one, I really like the first Ant-Man.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not a perfect movie by any means, but I still have fun watching it. I love Paul Rudd, big fan of Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's also just a Marvel movie, and they haven't disappointed me in a while. So I think from those perspectives, it's going to be interesting, and I'm curious to see what they do with the characters. I hope there's a bit better of a villain in this one, maybe a bit stronger presence. But either way, I'm just excited for that character, that world. I wonder what kind of cameos we'll get from the other characters. Because I guess timeline-wise, this is like right after Infinity War.
But I don't know if it takes place after Infinity War. I don't like the actual movie. I mean, like their timeline
Oh,
because.
really? Okay.
My worry is if all
I
this
guess they
shit's
really-
going on in space
and
and,
then
he's
they-
just doing like little crime stuff, it's gonna be like
It's going
because
to seem weird.
in the Infinity War trailer they show in New York there's that big ring right? And they're like kind of invading again.
Yeah.
Is it weird that he's just like doing his bank
It would
heist
be.
stuff? So that's why I think it could happen before Infinity War, even though it releases. So like it's gonna be a prequel, kind of. But I don't know. Maybe this is their way of like Infinity War. Maybe it seems like it's all okay at the end of that movie. Like, oh, we defeated Thanos and he's gone for now. You know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Who knows?
interesting question.
Yeah.
I guess, and then I'm just curious to see and excited for if they bring back Giant Man as well, or
Yeah.
obviously just like seeing some more scenes of him as a little miniature dude running around. I love like that scene when
Those scenes were great.
with like the train and the train miniature setup.
That's true.
Yeah.
And when he's kicking around in Iron Man suit, like I love those scenes. So I think either way, like it probably won't be my favorite movie of the year by any means, but I really don't think it can go wrong. Honestly.
No, I think you don't rate things, but I think at least a C plus for you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, your C pluses are
Well,
pretty
the thing
low.
is, each tier list would be different too, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of, and that. But I guess one more thing is, all the other movies on this list are kind of like they all have question marks on them or things I think that could go wrong. So that's another reason why Ant-Man and Wasp would be number 4.
Ant-Man's the most solid choice, and I'm gonna shock the world right now, unless Kyle has it, because I know you're trying to budge in there. But I'm gonna shock the world. I'm gonna put Aquaman at number 4.
Okay.
Oh,
Fair enough.
I think Jason Momoa did a good job as Aquaman. I think the performance and I think the writing is what hurt that character because he kind of falls the backdrop and he's just kind of dude bro guy. And I was
so what is this list? This one?
best. This is 4th, so it's my 4th most anticipated.
Okay, you're most anticipated.
Most anticipated.
Yeah, just from Travis Brendan Snow. I think he did a good enough job, and I was actually somebody that thought he could shit the bed because people hype him up a lot. It's just because he looks cool and he's super hot. Granted, if I was that, I'd take that hype too, but it's just like he was on Game of Thrones. That's all he's done. Why is he like the next big thing? I think he did a good job. James Wan is the reason it's so high for me. I think this is going to have the same effect. Maybe not for you, Dylan, but I think this will be the new Wonder Woman for DC. It's going to be simple. It's going to be story-based, I think. I hope. I think it's going to focus just on Arthur Curry, and we can get into his origin, non-Justice League, explain it in 2 sentences, and just move along. Nicole Kidman's playing his mom, so they're going to go into it. But my main reason is James Wan. Saw is one of my favorite horror movies. Conjuring is one of my favorite horror movies. I liked what he did with the Fast and Furious movie. James Wan is a very talented guy, and he's very imaginative. And I think
He's director?
he's directing it. Yeah. And I just love the story of this guy who made this fucking like I don't know, $1 million, $2 million Saw movie. Not even like in a bathroom, and he's directing the first ever Aquaman movie. So I'm kind of like pulling for him too, you know. But I think the quality is gonna be good because of just. I'm using Wonder Woman as my template of that worked out. I had that lower rated last year, but I think that could recapture it again. I think it's also good from like a hype perspective that it is so far away from Justice League. This movie comes out next December. That's like literally a year away. It's gonna feel like an entirely different world, especially if there's not much more DC announcements. Like there kind of is, but there's no movies being made, right? So all the focus is gonna be just on Aquaman. So it has a great cast as well. So yeah, I'm putting it up there. I have high hopes for this one. I think Dylan is right when there's still a question mark by it. There's always a question mark by DC.
Of course, yeah.
But that's what gets me hyped. When I sit down and I see a DC movie, that I still get a little bit more excited for Marvel or for that other than I get more excited for DC movies versus Marvel because Marvel I always know the template of like I'll probably at least like this. Where DC for me usually hits a home run or it's a turd sandwich. You never know when you sit down what am I getting? Is this the Dark Knight or is this Suicide Squad? I don't know. Let's find out. And that's kind of intriguing. And Aquaman's going to be like that, especially after a whole year. And I could retract it once I've seen a trailer. Maybe I'll see me like, oof, doesn't look like it's for me. Like it's not hitting out of the park. But with no trailer, I have faith in this movie. So there you go, DC fans. It's still number 4.
So I think mine's gonna shock you guys. Then I put Venom for number 4.
That is shocking.
That
actually,
is shocking to me.
I think that is the biggest fucking gamble on this entire list.
It is.
No,
That could be Fan Stick.
I was gonna say it's most anticipated because I don't know what's gonna really happen with that movie.
Fair enough. That's a good
Because
reason we anticipate.
That's why I was like, wait, what is this list that we're doing?
I guess anticipated is kind of subjective term in this sense.
Yeah.
Because you think quality or just what you're hyped for, right?
I am more like hyped for it because I don't know what's gonna happen. Meanwhile, like the reason why, like I understand why like Ant-Man's yours and Aquaman could be yours as well too. It's just that like those movies, like you know, it's gonna probably like especially Ant-Man for me is like probably gonna be good. So spoilers, like Ant-Man's last for me.
Whoa!
This boy hates ants.
Sleeping on Ant-Man.
Just because it's a classic Marvel cookie cutter movie.
I think your statement is completely true. For if that's your reason to be most anticipated for Venom because you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. We've not seen a trailer at all. Despite,
And it's Tom Hardy, isn't it?
It's Tom Hardy playing Venom.
And like he's a pretty amazing actor.
They've done the best like cheesy like shady car salesman thing. I think we heard at first it's gonna be a Venom movie with no Spider-Man or no MCU. It's like this is awful. Then like oh well yeah Tom Hardy. It's like okay oh it's rated R. They keep and now at the time of this recording I think this will come out like a week later. The rumors are Tom Holland is gonna be in it as Peter Parker. So and then how because we can talk about that because we haven't talked about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I think
That'll
they
be
should.
weird. I feel like that could just be weird age-wise.
It's very weird, especially Eddie Brock is a fucking Peter Parker screwing
Unless
over
they
this little
like
kid.
make Peter Parker look older instead of like that.
I don't think they would.
Well, because he looks like he's 12 in like
Wow,
Homecoming.
Tom Holland, you're
It could be like
12.
that episode from the animated series.
But that's
when he's
'cause,
an
like,
old
man-
man.
Yeah, you make
Yeah.
him old man.
Peter.
Tom
That's because
Holland.
like
Or math Tom Holland.
the whole makeup thing or whatever. He just looks very young, right?
I
Which
think-
is fine.
They could still the storyline of Peter Parker screwing over Eddie Brock. I still think that could work as him as a kid because it's like, oh, this little kid cost me my job.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, this like 18-year-old kid got this
Yeah.
job, and
I
he's like,
deserve it.
I've been doing this job for how many years now? And
But I don't know if we get that
Eddie Brock.
storyline because I don't think they can make their protagonist of the movie that whiny. That's the
Yeah,
thing of like,
it's true.
even though it's not confirmed, but even though these rumors of Tom Holland being in the movie, I still feel weird about it. It still feels like it's the DC way, sorry, of it should have been Venom in this movie and then, okay, we're going to do a Venom movie. This whole, I feel like the only reason Tom Holland's in this movie is to show like the suit touched him, took his web power, so that's why Venom is going around shooting
yeah.
those webs, right?
Mhm.
They have to
Yeah.
explain that. The thing that for me that's strange is if we get this cameo or a scene with Tom Holland, that confirms the Venom movie is in the MCU. And I think that's fucking super risky because this could be a terrible movie.
Yeah,
I think
true.
this is something that he should have done unless Kevin Feige does like, hey, we have plans for Venom coming up, and maybe the Homecoming sequel is like, hey, they're bringing Tom Hardy and he's gonna be the villain. We
That'd
don't
be
know.
sick.
It would be. I want to see Tom Hardy as like what if Venom the movie was about a normal guy who became Venom and you slowly see him turn into a villain and then that's how it ends and then they're gonna put him over. The thing is for me is it might be safer to do this if Venom's a hit and then do it in Venom 2 because I think them putting Tom Holland in Venom 1 super risky.
Hey man, they got the money. Let's take a risk.
They do. They don't care. They,
They
do
don't
one
care.
little
Yeah.
bomb. They can just write off as like, oh yeah. But if
That-
Tom
that-
Holland's in
that-
that movie, it's in the continuity though. That's it. You can't just.
That's
Well, they
true.
could time travel it out actually. They
That'll,
could do
I don't know.
it.
That motivate people to go see the movie as well.
Do they advertise that though? Do you think?
I don't know if they advertise it, but if people know that he's in there,
The chatter of like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
Spider-Man.
think he might have like a cameo more than anything else.
I think
Or
it's
a little bit.
cameo, one scene, or end credit of like,
Yeah.
oh, you know. Or imagine if it's just like Eddie's at the Bugle and like, oh, we hired this new kid. And if
Yeah.
Tom Holland walked in, that'd be so good. And that's the setup of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. But
So,
I
that's
That'd be-
why
that'd
like
be
Venom
cool.
is my number 4.
this movie though could also be fucking awful. I'm
It
just
could
gonna
be
shut
awful.
that out.
It could
We've
be
not
complete
really
garbage.
talked about that.
Yeah.
Venom is a villain primarily. He is an anti-hero.
I would say
get,
that
but
Venom has the highest chance out of these 8 movies to be the worst.
I think so too.
Mm.
That doesn't mean it can't be the most anticipated.
The only other one I see on there, which we'll talk about later, is X-Men. We'll save that. But
Yeah.
Venom, I think, if you did a surefire bet, what you think will be the worst, we'll talk about when we get to reviewed.
Yeah.
I think this could be it. This guy, the director, has a 50-50 record.
50-50.
50-50 record.
Dylan likes this movie, but most of the people don't. Gangster Squad, not a very
Gangster
well-reviewed
Squad.
movie.
Love that movie.
But then he also made
So
Zombieland.
good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's bad in 50-50.
I didn't think Gangster Squad was that bad.
I'm just saying from other people's point of view, and maybe myself as well, it's a pretty garbage movie. But you know what? All of us have different opinions, and that's what's great.
Zombieland was great.
But in the critical eye, he's 50-50. So it's that way of... And Zombieland, fantastic. One of the best zombie movies out there. So it's going to be interesting. This whole... This is closest to a DC movie we're going to get, I think, from the Marvel side of like, oof. Because even X-Men, I'm like, I think it'll still be at least fine. Or I don't think it's going to be... This could be... I do worry this could be like a Fan-Forestic sort of movie. But But it has a great cast too. Michelle Williams, she's a Academy Award nominee. Riz Ahmed, so yeah. Dylan, what's your number 5th pick?
Number 5, number 5th. This is where it gets. This is treading into dangerous waters at this point. Man, do you guys have number 5?
I
gotta
can
think
go.
about it.
I'll go Ant-Man, and I don't have much more to say. It's the same thing as Dylan. It's a safe choice. I think it's at least going to be good. Ant-Man, out of all the movies, maybe it's up there with Winter Soldier as the Marvel movies I've watched and like more and more every time I've watched it. Those are movies that I both came out and either really liked or just liked, but every time I've seen it, I went, oh yeah, I like this a lot more. And when I saw Ant-Man the first time, I thought it was kind of just basic bitch, but I like it, enjoy it. It's just they're kind of like almost full-on comedy. The rumors are this movie's going to be a romantic comedy, which I think is great. It's Ant-Man and the Wasp. They love tackling genres, right? That's a perfect genre to tackle. And if they do that right, and it's a superhero romantic comedy, actually, I'll save that point because that's maybe spoiling something else. But I think, it's going to at least be good. So I know that. It's going to, like I said, that 7 out of 10 Marvel, spectrum they usually hit. So.
For myself, I put Aquaman.
Okay.
I think we kind of just beat in the head before, so I don't really have to say much.
We just what?
We've talked a lot about Aquaman before, so I don't really need
We've talked a lot about DC. I'm actually not mad that DC's taking a little bit of a year off. I'm happy to talk about their news, but I'm glad we're going to take like a break to talk about BVS and Justice League and
Yeah. My number 5, I'm actually gonna go with Dark Phoenix.
Oh, I was waiting for someone to bring it up. This
drop
is
the X-Men.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this movie. I don't know. Honestly, I think this one would be number 5, mostly because the other 3 are lower than it. That's how I would describe it. To be honest,
it's the best of the worst.
Yeah, I'm really curious actually just to see what this movie is and see what they do with it and see what they do with these characters now that this is kind of the end of their story, right?
We think.
I guess
we don't.
I guess we don't know that for sure, but I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that it will be.
I'm just creating some drama.
Creating some drama. Some 2011 Travis drama. So
hashtag 2011 Travis.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it just for that curiosity mainly of what they're going to do with it. First time director.
He's never directed anything.
Oh wow.
He's written X-Men: Days of Future Past, X-Men: First Class.
Okay.
He's also written X-Men: Last Stand and X-Men: Apocalypse.
Love Last Stand.
And X-Men: Apocalypse. So he's literally another like 50-50 for
Apocalypse, not so great.
He's produced some of the Star Wars movies. He's produced Fantastic.
Okay, so he's been around the block.
He's literally the most 50-50 guy you could probably find in Hollywood. So this could be great or this could be Fantastic. It's not going to be Fantastic.
Yeah. Either way, I think this movie will have some good character moments. We'll see some fun interactions, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. I don't really know a whole lot about this character of Dark Phoenix, right? Like my experience kind of ends where the X-Men movies do. So I just kind of have a little glimpse here or there of what that character is, what she's capable of. So I'm curious to find out more, I guess. So I think it'll, the more I talk about it, I think, yeah, I'm excited for this movie.
Solid.
It might be a bad movie.
Solid fifth.
But I don't think, like, I look at Apocalypse and, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. I still liked it.
It's a force scene.
Yeah, we know Magneto's gonna get a good scene. We know that. They always take care of Fassbender. Then he's like, I need it after Alien Covenant. So.
He really needs to pick up the ball after that in Assassin's Creed for sure. So you know what? Yeah, I think I'm confidently gonna put Dark Phoenix at number 5.
Have you watched Assassin's Creed? It's on Netflix. Watch it. You
bought the game.
Watch it. Yeah, you bought it.
It's on Netflix.
It's different.
It's on Netflix. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like you're not rewatching. Yeah, but you should watch it in the background. Do you have your
number 6?
We're at 6. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I put X-Men.
Okay, so you guys are on par with the choice.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be like probably interesting to see what they do with it.
Yeah, at least interesting.
Like again, like I'm doing of like what I'm excited for in the list. So that's
do what your mom's excited for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Venom. I think it has a big chance to fail, but it could be Logan before we got that trailer of, hey, they're doing this movie, it's just called Logan. It's like, oh, that's cool, like that seems really different. And they said like the plot, I was like, oh, this seems strange, but this is something new. Rated R comic movies right now, they're on a hot streak. Logan, Deadpool. Yeah. I think this, and they've said that the script is more like a horror type of comic book film, which is great. Especially New Mutants is not coming out anymore this year, the X-Men one.
Yeah.
And it's this drops in October. this, it's not going to be it levels, but if this hits right, it could be really well as far as success, box office wise, which we'll talk about later. But I think, I'm hoping it's a simple monster tale with a Venom skin. And Tom Hardy always gets me excited. Tom Hardy's always great. I'm excited to see what fucking voice he's gonna dish out, because he always dishes out a new voice for these roles. The fact that they're doing like full performance motion capture, he's being Venom. Like, the only worry I have about this is if they do this like realistic horror like movie, how much is the Venom symbiote in it, and what type of symbiote is it? I do not want Agent Venom. I don't want. It's a cool storyline. I get people that defend it of it's this guy who. It was Flash Thompson who actually was Agent Venom. He went to war, he came back, he had no legs, the symbiote gives him legs, gives him the ability to walk and live, and if he keeps it on for too long, it takes over. And it's like, that's a cool storyline, but I also don't want Venom with samurai swords and guns, because that's what he was. He worked for the military, and I worry that's the route they could go if this is still not getting an MCU. I don't want that. The first trailer, I think, will really make me feel solid about this choice, make me feel like, man, this should have been my last choice. I think the trailers could be like Logan, where we'll be like, oh, this blew us away. Or it's going to be like, oof, that not look like Justice League. Those trailers, I like them, but there were some that were like, oof, this is looking like it deserves last pick.
If that was that idea, do you think that could allude a little bit into Deadpool? If it's the whole rated R?
No, because I think they're different audiences. I think because that's raunchy radar, where this is like it rated R. I think that's the vibe they're gonna go. They're gonna go like Alien, like, oh, something's happening, like something's happening with my body. You know, I think something like that, and it could work. So we're on our second last pick, everybody. I think
There's two more.
Yeah, this is our second last pick.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
No, I haven't done number 6 yet.
Oh, you haven't done
6.
Sorry.
Have you done number 6?
Yeah.
What was your number 6? Yeah?
X-Men.
Yeah, and mine was Venom.
I think I'll go with Into the.
He doesn't want to
Actually, I'm gonna go with Venom. I think pretty much what you guys said. Like, this movie is definitely a gamble, but you know, it might actually be good.
Yeah.
It might actually be a lot of fun. I don't know what kind of storyline they'll do, and we talked about this before, like I guess when it was announced, but you know, it's strange to see Venom without Spider-Man. Like, that's his counterpart, right? But I don't know. I think there's room here for an interesting story to be told, and yeah, you have a great actor playing Venom, so I don't know. I'm not super excited for it, but I'm more excited for it than the two, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shock the world again, and I'm gonna shake up my list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bump everything down from Ant-Man and Venom and put Into the Spider-Verse. The reason why, I did not give Lego Batman that credit last year. I was down the bottom, and it's better than a lot of movies that came out this year.
True.
So, and Ant-Man I know is gonna be good, and Venom's a question mark. So that's kind of my weird pick. But so pretty much my Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is my 5th pick, which pushed everything down. So I just thought about that because I saw Lego Batman on my list last year. I'm like, you didn't give enough credit. You didn't know what was happening. This Spider-Man movie could also just be like
kind of fun.
Just a kid's movie even too, right? Just like, oh, that was fine. Like, that was kind of disappointing. But so yeah, I bumped everything down.
I'll put Into the Spider-Verse as my number 7.
Okay.
I think what I'm. Yeah, I don't really know why I'm not more excited for this.
Because the trailer was great.
It was a really good trailer.
I love that art.
And obviously we talk about Spider-Man a lot, and I like Spider-Man. I think what I'm curious...
We do talk about
What I'm mostly curious about is to learn more about the Miles Morales character. Because I don't know anything about him. So that's what I'm curious for, and curious/excited for.
I think we could maybe get some cool imagery. If I don't know what they're taking the Spider-Verse into, that could be interdimensions. Peter Parker's for sure gonna be in this movie, even though Miles Morales is there. We could probably see a bunch of other Spider-Mans. Do we see Spider-Gwen? If you guys don't know, this is Gwen Stacy becomes Spider-Man in a comic book. She gets bit by the spider and she becomes Spider-Gwen in a parallel universe, and Peter Parker becomes the Lizard, and it's all this fun stuff. Do we see fucking Ben Reilly? I love Ben Reilly. He's part of the Clone Saga. He has this cool ass costume. I almost bought the Ben Reilly hoodie that I saw on Facebook because they know they promote ads at me. It was $60. I didn't buy it, but man, he's so fucking cool. So that gets me hyped about that too. But animation looks beautiful, and I love the tone, the music, everything. You got him with like some Nikes on, you know, so different.
I think it has a better chance of being better than Venom and Dark Phoenix for sure. But yeah, I'm just not as excited.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna agree with Dylan here. I put Into the Spider-Verse.
Number 7.
Yeah, for number 7. So I think it looks really good. The artwork, as we said, it looks good. So I think, but like for anticipations, like yeah, I don't know. I think it's good.
Do you know much about the Miles Morales Spider-Man?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess, we'll maybe Kyle and I'll go first because we already talked about X-Men a bit, and obviously those are our last picks. I'm gonna go first because X-Men, my favorite Marvel property. I love Marvel. I love X-Men. Wolverine's my favorite Marvel character. I think when X-Men's firing on all cylinders, it's the best comic book out there, perhaps. Love Days of Future Past. Love First Class. Apocalypse was actually, to me, fine. I liked it a lot. I gave it 7 out of 10. My biggest contention is we're doing the Dark Phoenix storyline. We've known Jean Grey for a movie. This is a new Jean Grey. It's not Femke Jensen. This storyline should be years to build. This should be Marvel MCU. Hey, we're building the Thanos. And Dark Phoenix happens when the team is the most closest and together. And that's why, hey, we've lost one of our closest members. For some people, Logan and Scott. Like someone we love, and we have to take out this girl. Not only was she just introduced, she was not even in Apocalypse that much.
No, she wasn't.
She was introduced like the rest of them. She didn't get a big showcase, and the fact that she's the main character of this, I don't know. And Apocalypse didn't. Yeah, I didn't hate it, but it didn't super excite me. I want to just see more of Patrick Stewart and Magneto, and some people go, "Oh, I'm tired of that." I guess, but that's the fucking X-Men. But like, they're still great actors. I don't think it's going to be a horrible movie. It's just my anticipation. A trailer could change this, but it's also weird because you have Deadpool going off in this route, and you have Logan, which is like this new gold standard of comic movies, and something, even though it got pushed back, New Mutants, something really new. X-Men Dark Phoenix kind of feels like it could be just more of the same. You know, when
definitely.
all the other X-Men movies feel like they're revitalizing the franchise, this feels like, oh, are we just still stuck in 2010? Hopefully not. Hopefully, apparently they're going to space in this movie. That's great. It happens in the comic books, but I don't know. I hope it's good because, I was joking with Dylan, but it is probably the last time we see these actors as the X-Men. I think there's a chance Hugh Jackman does come in the MCU. I don't think they bring over Fassbender. I don't think they bring over James McAvoy. I think there's way too much baggage with all those people. Fresh start. So this could be the last time we see them. I hope it's a good one. I hope it's something that like, we're not getting any more, but at least they went on a positive note. They end on top. I don't want it to be Apocalypse. I don't want it to be X-Men Last Stand. I don't want it to be Wolverine Origins. So that's my
Wolverine Origins.
It hurts me that's my least excited, but once again, too, it's tough because we haven't seen a trailer as well. Because that could change us. Logan, same thing. Was like, oh man, this is something special. So who knows?
Number 8 is Aquaman for both of us, I think, right?
No.
Oh
no.
Where was your Aquaman?
Your X-Men as well.
I'm Ant-Man.
You're Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, I completely read it wrong. So you haven't even done your.
Where was your Aquaman again?
Aquaman was
after
Venom.
Aquaman was after Venom. It was his 5th pick.
5th pick.
Aquaman was my 4th.
No, you went Infinity War. Black Panther, Deadpool, Venom, Aquaman. And did you go after Aquaman X-Men?
Yeah.
Why'd you put X-Men so high?
X-Men?
I'm surprised for you.
Well, because I'm just kind of curious.
Okay, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I'm sorry. We all have different choices of our last.
Yeah.
Oh, he said, remember?
That's told you guys, you're like, oh, we put Ant-Man so high. It's like, man, Ant-Man's my least anticipated.
Because you just know it's going to be
fine. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, well, Aquaman is my number 8 because...
Huge DC hater over here. Oh, man. Hates all DC until Hunka Boys.
Simmer down. Yeah, I mean, Aquaman, his I guess, introduction in Justice League didn't really give him...
What about BVS with the camera?
Oh, yes, you're right.
The true introduction.
I totally forgot about that really in-depth character analysis. No, yeah, he was... I actually did like him in Justice League, but we got so very little that it didn't really give me much to bite on, so I don't really know a whole lot about this character. I'm not super excited to really find out what his story is.
That does sound not anticipated.
No, and
I'm not excited to find out your story.
DC, their track record's not so great. Wonder Woman was pretty good, but it wasn't like a knockout of the park like it seemed to be for everyone else. For me, so yeah, I'm not really excited for this movie. I don't really think it'll be that good.
Does the director give you any hope? You like Saw? You
Yeah, I
like
do.
Saw bandwagon
That
now?
actually does. That gives
Yeah.
me some more hope that I'll like the movie. But I don't know if I'll, even if I like the movie a whole lot, I don't know if I'll really be into the Aquaman character because I never really thought he was that cool to begin with.
You didn't really like him in Justice League then?
No, well, I did like him in Justice League more than some of the other characters,
Yeah.
but I didn't. There wasn't like a whole lot of substance to him, right? Like
you weren't
he,
leaving me like I
like,
can't see his movie.
well, he had the least amount of screen time out of all of them, right? So like,
All right.
so there's,
Ooh,
My
yeah.
man.
oh yeah, and
Superman.
he had a couple. I forgot about that. It's so good.
I just watched it last night.
There is a couple good scenes of him in that movie for sure, but there's just not enough of them, I guess, to get me excited for this movie yet.
Mhm.
And yeah, like the trailer could change it for sure.
Mhm.
And I wonder what a movie will be like when it's all underwater. That would be fun to see.
I think this movie definitely Venom is such a toss up. I think this has a big chance to really surprise people because I think it is low on people's radar. Justice League was not as controversial, but still Justice League almost was worse. It was controversial, but I mean like people are talking about it, but now it just seems like people just don't care anymore. Like, yeah, it happened. I don't want to argue over who's Whedon, who's Snyder, like whatever. The movie wasn't that good. Let's move along. Where BVS, it was like very passionate people.
Yeah.
Like, this is a great movie. Squad, I think, was just kind of the back end of it. Still like, oh, Justice League is like I sometimes forget it came out. I just watched it last night.
Yeah.
Like, man, that movie came out. It had such a non-impact on the
It
comic
really,
book world.
yeah.
It just came out and we moved along. Not even like BVS. At least we argue about that. This is just like everything. Yeah, it's a fine movie, and that's what happens. I think Aquaman has
Forgettable.
that chance coming off of like a fine movie to surprise everybody.
Mhm.
So, you have anything more on Ant-Man and Wasp?
I think it's just gonna be a cookie cutter movie, and it's gonna be all right.
But you said it the first one, but then you're the same thing. Every time you've watched it, you say you like it more and more.
I like it more, but I still think it's
not more and
it-
more.
Not more, no.
It's just like, I don't know. I feel like it just stays at one point. It's like, yep, it was a good movie. I could live with it or live without it. So
Okay, fair enough. I
Yeah.
can live without. So we'll at the end reread our list. So
Yeah.
we'll do that at the end.
okay.
At the end,
Yeah, at the end of the podcast, we'll
Okay.
do our whole
you're toying with
list.
my memory.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
see if
yeah.
I can remember what
So
mine
you wanna go with gross?
Yeah, sure. Money. What do we think is gonna make all those box office dollars? I'm gonna go. We all once again number.
I feel like the first three are pretty easy.
Well, let's start with so number one is Infinity War.
Yeah, I think.
Everyone is gonna go see that. They're gonna bring their dog. They're gonna bring their grandma. They're gonna bring their car. Everyone's gonna go see this movie.
You say the first three are easy, but I don't think 2 and 3 are easy as far as you're probably referring to Deadpool and Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
That's the tough thing for me. It's not an easy one for me because I think Black Panther, as you know, as I made my color jokes earlier, Black Panther is gonna have the same effect with the Black African American community that Wonder Woman did with the female community. Because other than Blade, Kyle, what superhero do you have?
What do you mean? What superhero I have?
That you can look on the screen. I'm from perspective. Little Kyle.
What do you
I'm
mean
bringing it down.
I
I'm
have?
being serious. You have them all.
I have Cyborg.
Yes,
But in a solo
Superman.
movie, it's the same thing as there's little girls in the country, in the world, watching Wonder Woman being like, oh, I can do that because I'm a female. There's not many black superheroes that have their solo movie. You got Falcon, you got War Machine.
Nick Fury.
They're always the fucking sidekicks. I think this is going to be huge. The fact that they've been doing trailers on NBA games, they know their community. This is releasing in Black History Month.
Yeah.
This is the most blackest superhero movie that is happening, and that it should
This
be.
is true.
The movie's called Black Panther. The guy is from Wakanda. It's just a sci-fi Africa place. Like
Africa. Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I didn't want to sound racist. I probably always sound racist a few
You
times in
probably
this cast, but
do.
you know what?
Some people hear the word black and they just shout racist.
I know. That's why I'm giving it a little edge over Deadpool. Deadpool is still rated R, so that has a little bit of factor. And there's a small chance Black Panther, I think 100% is going to be great. If Deadpool's not as good as Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2 is not as good as Deadpool 1, I think there's some chatter of, I could see it Cheap Tuesday. I'll wait for Netflix. Same thing as Last Jedi. Last Jedi is still doing great, but you can see that it's still trailing Force Awakens by a good amount because it's that controversial thing of like, oh yeah, I didn't really like it. Oh, I liked it. It's this mixed thing, right? Even Last Jedi, I don't think many people think is an awful movie. It's still, hey, it's not as good as Force Awakens. Well, I'll wait then. I think Deadpool 2 could kind of get that. Not like it's gonna lose out $500 million, but
I think I'd give it to Black Panther for the reasons you mentioned. Plus, Deadpool being rated R, naturally you just have less people to go.
Can't open in
Okay.
China. The first one didn't
So-
open in China. Yeah.
So I think for those two reasons.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like the top three is still going to be the same.
I think it was. Oh, it was, but I still
Yeah.
think there's I could still see Deadpool, because Deadpool also has the reverse where now everyone knows who Deadpool is. Like my mom knows who Deadpool is. My fucking grandma knows who Deadpool is. So you have those people that saw it later on that maybe will go to the theater because hey, we all loved Deadpool. Like look at Guardians, look at Hangover 2. They're all bigger than the first one, right? So there's a chance that happens too, because he's not just that raunchy comic book guy. That's kind of a cult following.
That raunchy comic.
Yeah, that's what they call me on the forums.
Ew.
The Geek Force forums. That's
Soft
just
Freaks
me.
forums?
Yeah, Soft Freaks forums.
Yeah, no, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I still think it's Black Panther.
Oh, okay. So Black Panther, Deadpool. So now we get into. This is tricky. I think all these, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the safe.
What is the safe bet?
Is
Ant-Man? Is that
yeah,
the safe bet?
I'm gonna because it's Disney. You don't bet
Yeah.
against Disney.
I think we just all agree on the gross.
Our list so far
Well,
are pretty much the same.
I mean-
What, always throwing a curveball?
I mean, does Aquaman have potential though to?
shit.
That's what
It does, right?
Actually, I have Aquaman on my list.
Because from domestic, just North America, Wonder Woman was the biggest superhero movie this year. Bigger than Guardians, bigger than Spider-Man. When you take that in, worldwide, Guardians was the biggest, but Wonder Woman was bigger than all of North America. And I think.
I obviously it's a bit different now because Justice League has released, and I don't know, maybe that helps though because people see that character, people like that character. Some people did at least. I mean, I even did, even though I didn't like the movie. So
I'm giving it to Aquaman.
You getting Dylan?
Man.
Do you bet against Paul Rudd? Do you bet against Disney is the question. Because then you also have the reverse where Justice League came out and it's not bombed, but it did very, very poorly. Thor Ragnarok has made more money than Justice League.
I'm gonna risk it on this one. I'm gonna risk it and go with Aquaman. Actually,
Okay.
I feel like logically I should say Ant-Man, but I'm gonna go with my heart on this one and
But
go
I think
with
this is
Aquaman.
like gross, like money wise.
Like gross.
Yeah.
Gross. I
It's
will
nasty.
join you both on that venture. I'll go Aquaman. I think there's even a chance, I won't bet it, but there's even a chance Aquaman could pass Deadpool too if it's like Wonder Woman and it hits really good.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the only thing that
I don't
Aquaman
know if
has...
I'd go that far.
I don't know.
You're going.
Depends.
Aquaman doesn't have that same thing that Wonder Woman and Black Panther has going for it. Like, I guess maybe some Samoan people will be really excited, but you've had The Rock for years. Come on, like, no, I'm joking. But I don't think there's a big group of people that this feels like this is the superhero we've been waiting for, right? Maybe surfers, people with boats. They're really fishers.
People with boats, dude. Whose boat was it?
Hawaii.
So, and I think because we all had it there, Ant-Man would be next, right?
Yeah, number 5. Yep.
So then we have Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I really don't know where Spider-Verse would be.
I put Spider-Verse last just because it's a cartoon. Because this is gross.
Yeah.
What? But kids like cartoons.
Kids like
all the
Yeah,
Kickstarter
but is
movies,
this coming
right?
in theaters or is this
No,
coming?
it's coming in theaters December, yeah.
Kids love cartoons. Kids love Spider-Man.
I would
Kids love to get their moms to pay for tickets. Kids, when they go to the movie, they also have their parents. That's 2 tickets in one. Kids sometimes have
Spider-Man's
siblings.
hot right now, too.
Kids bring their friends.
And I think one thing you are forgetting, which if you want to bring it what you have as last, what I would put as last is Venom. Not because if it's a great movie, it is rated R. Venom still, I think, he's not a smaller character, but he's not where all the mainstream's gonna go see him
true,
yet.
too.
Like he's still, it's unknown. Tom Hardy is a big star, so that helps. But that's what I would put last if you're doing retroactively. I'm going Venom last, just because.
Yeah.
And then if it bombs, it's just if it sucks, it's like well,
Yeah.
it just bombs and it's just there and.
I didn't know Spidey was coming out like in theaters.
Yeah, December. Yeah, same
Yeah.
month as Aquaman. It's a week after Aquaman.
December.
Really?
So the kids are out of school.
Yeah.
They want to go to the movies.
Getting that no Star Wars movie this year.
That
Spider-Man.
might be a good hit.
I think my list would have to be number 5, Spider-Verse,
Okay.
and then X-Men, and then Venom. Yeah.
I have X-Men, Venom, then Spidey.
Okay. You're
I
gonna
can't
stick
blame
with
you because the name X-Men alone is gonna get a bunch of people into the theater.
Yeah.
I think.
that? Yeah.
I think there are some people that just seeing the word X-Men is boom. I'm sold.
My problem is I can't.
I think they're gonna be all pretty close, to be honest.
I can't decide between.
It's hard for me. Spider-Verse is hard to tell.
I think the reason I can't agree with you why it's gonna be close. I think all of these three depend on the quality.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2 could suck, but it still make a lot of money. Same thing, Infinity War, Black Panther. I think if X-Men sucks, it takes a big hit. If Venom sucks, it's a big hit. I definitely have Venom last. I just don't know with Spider-Man and X-Men. I really don't know.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
I
trying.
think if I were you, I would do Spidey first and then X-Men.
And because of that, I'm gonna go X-Men and then Spider-Man.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
I will, just to be. I think X-Men, if it's good, it's live action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has a chance. I'm going by 2. I think Lego Batman did all right in the theaters. It did less than Lego Movie, which I was kind of surprised about. But yeah. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was surprised. Yeah, I don't know why. But
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, that's probably why. That's
That's
stupid song.
probably
they need a Batman song. So what were your last 3 as well, Dylan?
So I put Spider-Verse, then X-Men, and then
Okay.
Van.
Hmm.
The big Van.
And then you put Spidey last, Venom, and then X-Men. And then also, I forgot to do this. Our 2017 list, Kyle.
Yeah.
We did this.
You did the money as well?
I did the money. I don't know if I have.
Oh,
no.
Travis.
You lost it.
No, I forgot to look. I have our list. I don't have what happened in the world list.
Oh.
That's the problem. So maybe I'll retroactively look into it. But we had Guardians at number 1.
Yeah.
And we just did like America, so we were kind of wrong there. We had Guardians. We had Justice League at 2nd. We had Wonder Woman at 3, so not too bad.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Thor, Logan. I think I know them all. I know Wonder Woman's top. Guardians 2nd.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Thor somewhere battling there.
Yeah.
I know it's Spider-Man because Spider-Man was actually huge this year.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Thor, Logan, and then Justice League at the
Bottom.
At the very bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to. I gotta see. I wonder if it's even. I could be wrong. Maybe it has made more than Logan, but still, the fact that it's pretty close, not the greatest. So now we're going to critics. So not fans, critics. What we think. Good old fresh, good old runs. We always take these bets on cast too if we think it's gonna be fresh or run. And now we're going like what we would think is gonna get reviewed the best. This is where I will actually put in Black Panther's number 1 over Infinity War.
Yeah, I think I would as well. Because Infinity War actually, like, it could have a lot of issues that the critics are going to, care about. Whereas, if there's some, like, small inconsistencies or something, fans might just, like, gloss over it because there's also tons of other awesome shit.
Yeah.
But I think,
It's true.
yeah, Black Panther just sound, like, from the sounds of it, like, from a film standpoint, right? It's going to be of high caliber. So, I think that's a safe number 1.
I'm gonna have to agree. I think Black Panther is gonna be the fucking sickest movie.
The fucking sickest movie.
The
So
fucking sickest.
yeah, you're putting. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm thinking a good old 93. That's what I'm thinking. You don't gotta give what your percentage would
I
be.
am 94.
Wow.
Wow.
You don't have to.
Oh, I thought you
You
were
don't
gonna
have-
do the
95.
joke. I thought I was
95.
gonna do the joke and then go 95.
95.
Oh, there you
Cool guy.
Yeah.
go. So number 2.
Yeah, this is tricky. So, quick question: How did Deadpool 2?
How Deadpool 1, dude.
Deadpool 1.
Deadpool 1. That's that. Thank you so much. Yeah, how did that do?
How Deadpool 2? Oh, look how Deadpool 2
Just
is.
give me the answer.
I think Deadpool 2.
Madam Web style.
Was, I got the cards of the 2-headed dragon. Spider-Man: The Great Challenge. Oh, you know what, computer? Come on now.
Come on.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Who are my enemies?
Who are the enemies?
83.
83.
83.
Deadpool.
Oh.
So okay,
So a strong B.
I kind of feel like
I'm gonna give it to Infinity War.
Really?
Infinity War.
Okay.
What was Civil War?
I really don't want Infinity War to be bad, but I feel like
You
there's just so much going on that it really could be a mess. I don't think that's going to be the case, but that is a worry in the back of my mind, and that would be reflected in the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Civil War was 91%.
Yeah, definitely Infinity War.
Yeah, but there's like 5,000 times more people in this movie than there was in Civil
Yeah,
War.
but they've made it work in Infinity War. I mean, in Civil War.
They did. But there's more.
And
there's
like,
more
look,
people.
look how Thor at the end of Thor Ragnarok. He looked fucking sick.
He has no hair.
He with the patch, the scar.
Why does Thor looking sick accumulate to being
Yeah.
best reviewed?
I'm like pumped because Just like seeing Thor got me like after watching Thor and the very end of it, and kind of like the end scene credits to allude to Infinity War afterwards, got me really pumped and excited.
He wasn't. Listen to that, folks. He wasn't pumped for Infinity War before, but now that end credit scene that got him.
That isn't.
Well, like I was, but
I
like
know,
this
I'm just-
added it. I'm just saying, I'm pumped.
I think my gut is telling me to put Infinity War as the
Okay.
second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. So that's your second, both Infinity Wars.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's my pick.
Okay. Yeah. I am gonna go Aquaman.
Really?
DC's not had a good track record. At the same time, critically on Rotten Tomatoes, the best reviewed superhero movie of all time is Wonder Woman. If you look at the critic score, it's Wonder Woman. I think if Aquaman hits, it could be like that. I think Infinity War, the only reason is it just has a chance for, like Dylan said, something for the critics to not like, something that doesn't make sense, or something that is, and not even not like to the extent of, yeah, it's going to be wrong, just that it would take it down a few notches, you know?
Yeah.
Some character moment, some time travel moment, like, oh, that's a little cheesy. Maybe not happen. Marvel movies review very well. Like, I'm looking up all the ones for this year for the end of this list. But, yeah, I'm taking a risk. I'm just basing off that Wonder Woman love. You know, I hope Infinity War is the best reviewed because I need it to be the best reviewed. Or I'll leave Geekverse. No. But, like, I need that
Psych.
movie to be great. Like, if it's not, that's going to be... Like I've said, it would have been like if the Return of the King book and movie sucked. It's the finale. It has to be good. It has to be good. So, yeah. But I'm going Aquaman. It's my gamble. And then I can go Infinity War third because I clearly a strong choice there. So,
What is your? Have you said your number 2? You're Infinity War number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. How about number 3?
I think number 3, to play it safe, I think it's gonna be. What did we say Deadpool was? 80 something.
83.
I kind of feel like Deadpool 2 is gonna be lower than that one.
To
be honest with you. Like Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, because I'm on the fence of like Deadpool or Ant-Man, to be honest.
Dude, what about Spider-Verse? Like that movie could review really well.
Yeah, it could.
What is that? What is that movie that just came out? Paddington. That's too barely 100% on Rotten
Hey,
Tomatoes.
Paddington's a good movie.
I know. I'm just saying. You know?
Lego Batman 91% too.
Oh, really?
You know, I think I'm gonna drop Spider-Verse.
Whoa!
Down to number 3.
Dang.
Number 3.
Wow, Spidey first.
Number three.
3.
Yeah, take that.
I think they're all gonna be pretty close.
You've said that on the quite a bit.
They're all like the
Like,
remainder of the movies.
You think
No,
Venom's
no,
gonna
no,
be pretty
like,
close
no,
to
like,
Black Panther?
I think like Deadpool 2,
DP.
Ant-Man, and Spidey, I think they're all gonna be pretty close to each other. And then like Aquaman, I have no idea.
Aquaman's gonna get like 20%.
Venom, I have no idea, and X-Men, I have no idea.
Aquaman's gonna do all. I laugh, but fucking
It's
Suicide
possible.
Squad, BBS, they all have like 12, 9%. It's actually fun. And Justice League, I think, is like 30, so it's like, oh yeah.
30. Well, that's high.
Yeah, I'm checking on it, but that's high.
Okay. Number 3. What's your number 3?
I win Infinity War.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kyle,
I don't know what I did for 3.
I think you're still considering it.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Deadpool.
And Deadpool.
Oh, that crossover is gonna happen.
Deadpool. Okay.
So is there? So you went Deadpool.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Yeah, it's hard.
It is tough. It gets down to nook and cranny. So we're on our 4th, or
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you went. So Kyle, you went Black Panther, Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
And then you went
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then I will go.
I actually I'm gonna bump Infinity War down. I think.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna bump it down 2 slots.
Whoa!
I'm gonna bump it down 2 slots.
Wow.
So Spider-Verse is now number 2.
Wow.
And then number 3, I'm gonna have Ant-Man and Wasp. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and Wasp gonna be better reviewed than Infinity War. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going with the big gamble here.
That is a big
I think
gamble.
It
Infinity
is a
War,
big
man,
gamble.
like
You're talking yourself out of Infinity War.
I think I'm gonna love it. Either way, but I think the critics, I think there's gonna be a lot of things that they could pick apart if they want to.
There's also never been a like a raw MCU movie, and the
Yeah.
lowest it's gone.
I don't
And
think it's gonna be bad. I just think
Yeah.
the more I think about it, and I'm thinking about the percentages on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that one will just be. I think it'll just be lower. I think it'll be just a bit lower than those other two.
Yeah.
Like not a lot. I think it could easily be in the 80s. Yeah. So that's my big mix up.
Wow. That is
Number 4.
I think number 4 for me will be the Spidey movie.
Spidey into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. I think you kind of convinced with me with like you have a lot of children can go out and watch this. It's kind of their cartoon.
You have a lot of.
But
You
the,
made it sound like
the
Dylan
kids
has a
aren't
lot of.
the kids aren't the one on Rotten Tomatoes though doing the reviews.
But like look at all the other like Lego Batman did really well reviewed.
Pixar usually does pretty well.
So I think it looks like it's going to be a fun movie, and I'm assuming like the writing's going to be pretty well done. So I think
Yeah, it seems like I might have stuff
a
for
lot of
kids
like
and for adults,
I
too.
feel like a lot of those like animation type movies do pretty well in general.
There's probably a lot of stinkers you just don't hear about.
There's probably a lot of stinkers,
A lot of stinkers.
but I think it's going to do
But
well.
not Spidey.
Yeah, I can't say anything more. I'd put Spider-Verse as well. I can't really, like you said, all the points. I would just be retreading. So, but I will say is I'll go Ant-Man next.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
So now it seems like we're down to.
Well,
No, because remember he bumped.
I bumped
he put
Ant-Man up to
Ant-Man.
number
So
3.
yeah. So now we have the Dreadful 2 maybe, which.
I guess I haven't said Deadpool yet, so I'm gonna drop Deadpool.
Oh shit! Yeah, me too. I think we would all say Deadpool.
I was going to say Aquaman.
I might have made a mistake.
Oh,
there.
you were gonna say Aquaman?
Because I haven't said Aquaman yet.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Oh,
fair enough, fair enough.
I'm considering bumping.
Oh, no.
I'm considering bumping Infinity War even lower
Oh,
for Deadpool.
man.
Oh man.
You know, I'm gonna do it. Fuck Infinity War. I'm dropping them down again. They're gonna get kicked.
So is Infinity War now lower than Spider-Verse as well?
Yeah. Oh, it always was. Spider-Verse is number 2 for me, dude. It's a big gamble.
Oh
Big
right,
gamble.
that's right.
That movie is easily high 90%.
Wow.
Yes. No. You know what? I'm gonna actually put them even. I think Infinity War. This is a really big gamble. I think Infinity War and Deadpool 2 are gonna be the exact same
You
percentage.
gotta pick
Rotten
one because
Tomatoes.
they will make an average rating though by the side of the like a number like a out of 10. They'll say the critics out of 10 would be like.
I think the number's gonna be the exact same.
Really.
That's my big gamble.
So then, do you get a double negative if it's not the exact same?
I don't know. I don't really care. that's my.
So you're
prediction.
saying Infinity War and Deadpool are gonna be the exact same?
They're gonna be tied
Okay, fair
Yes.
enough. So just to clarify,
I
because
guess
you bumped your list a few times,
at 5 and
you
4.
you had Black Panther, Spider-Verse, Ant-Man, then Deadpool, Infinity War, right?
Yeah, so Black Panther, Spider-Verse,
You had a lot of shuffles. Ant-Man,
Ant-Man,
Deadpool, Infinity War.
Deadpool, Infinity War tie.
Okay. And then Kyle, you just put Aquaman. Why did you put Aquaman? I don't know. I guess maybe low, but who knows?
Because I'm still on the fence. I don't really know what to expect from this movie. We haven't seen any trailers yet.
Mhm.
We just know it's going to be Jason
Momoa.
Yeah,
Momoa. So,
Momoa.
I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like it's kind of like in the middle / on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So now we're down to the Dreadful
The
2.
nitty grit.
Yeah, Venom and X-Men. I'm gonna put Venom last. I put Venom last a lot.
I still have 3 left. Wait, what are you at? What number are you at?
One,
I still have
two,
Venom,
three,
X-Men, and
5,
Aquaman.
6. I'm at 6. You have what? X-Men, Aquaman?
I have Venom, X-Men. and
Oh right,
Aquaman.
because you're
Oh,
tied.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what's your-
Well, I spoiled mine. Let me just finish on my list then.
Okay.
Putting Venom last,
Fine.
putting Dark
Go for
Phoenix, X-Men, Apocalypse. I think finished with like a 53 or something. It's a respectable. It's a fraud.
Respectable.
But like
That's
it,
not respectable.
I think Venom has a chance of being. Like I said, Venom again has
X-Men
a chance of being.
Apocalypse 48.
Oh yeah, Venom has that chance of being that sleeper hit indie. Like it's a 95. It's well made. It's well crafted. It's the best horror. It's a like it could be Deadpool, where it's the first horror superhero film, break genres, but it could also just be a pile. So I'm going Venom, and then Dark Phoenix was my second last. And we'll read off our list at the end of this podcast, but
Okay, my number 6 is gonna be Venom. I'm gonna put Venom above, right above X-Men, and then I'm gonna have Aquaman last
that's not a bad bet.
because Aquaman is gonna be at 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Wow. Should put it in parentheses, 13%.
I'm going to.
Yeah, write it.
Oh, so you
Double it down on that.
Venom, X-Men, and then 13 Aquaman.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna have Venom and then X-Men.
Wow.
Mm.
X-Men's gonna be the worst reviewed comic book movie of the year.
Yep.
Do you have a percentage to drop with it?
No.
Okay.
I'll predict that no comic movie this year
Will be
gets
Ron.
lower. No. There's probably some wrong.
Lower than 13.
Lower than 20.
Mm.
Yeah, I think you're wrong.
So Aquaman's gonna be 20 then.
It's
It's gonna create that. It's gonna create that low. point.
Aquaman's my champion. I have it at number 2.
It's not your champion.
It's my
Just
runner
runner-up.
up. It's my silver one.
I think Venom's gonna be good.
You're really he's.
I actually
Venom.
I have
honestly,
a lot of faith
the
in
more
Venom.
this cast goes on, I
You've talked yourself lower
I know.
to Infinity War and higher on
I
Venom.
know.
Guess what? I'm putting Venom critical.
We haven't seen
higher.
a trailer. Like it could be a total shit show. But like the more I think about it, this movie actually has potential to be sick.
You
It
hate
does.
you hate the voice. What happened to Venom just doing the fucking Bane voice again? Or Tom Hardy, and he's like, "Oh, Spider-Man."
Please no.
Okay, so before we read off our list for all of them, I found the stats for what we did last year, Kyle. So, Kyle, the review list for critical we did last year, we put Guardians 2 as the highest, Spider-Man second highest, Logan third, Thor fourth,
Oh God.
Wonder Woman second lowest. So we were wrong on Wonder Woman. And then
What?
Justice League lowest.
Is this money?
No, this is just
No,
reviews.
Reviews.
So, review-wise, Wonder Woman, obviously number 1.
Yeah.
Logan was number 2.
Yeah.
I need, probably, don't do a drum roll, but I don't know what was number...
Thor. Gotta be Thor.
3.
Oh.
Okay, Thor and Spider-Man are tied. Thor has a 0.3 higher, so Thor.
Yeah.
And then it was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then Lego Batman somewhere in there. Guardians was next after that, so we were wrong on that one. Then Justice League. So
Wow, we really shit the
You
bed.
put
on
Guardians a
Critical.
lot higher than it was.
Guardians we put at number 1, and it was the second lowest, but at 83,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Still good.
And then I have the
Justice League.
we were
Big
right on
compliment
Justice League
for
on
you.
all of them.
Did we see a trailer for Justice League yet or no?
Yeah, we did. It was not
No,
good though.
No.
And then for box office, so we did this. We
Yeah.
did Guardians,
Yeah.
Justice League, Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Thor, and Logan. And we only did North America. I
Yeah.
always say that because I don't know what the fucking people in Japan and China are getting hyped for.
They're
I don't
called
live
Japanese people.
there. The people, true. I don't know how to recover. What was I gonna say? So the biggest movie was Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Guardians was number 2.
Yeah.
So we're close.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man was number 3.
Yeah.
Thor was number 4. Logan was... No, actually, sorry. Justice League was number 5. And Logan... We were right. Logan was last.
Hmm.
But I was wrong earlier when I said Justice League didn't make as much as Logan. It's made a whole $1 million more than Logan.
Oh, wow.
Just in, like, America and Canada. So, not that impressive. So, we ready to read off our lists?
Mhm.
Like for the end one. So we'll do our anticipated. So Kyle, start with you. What is your most anticipated movies of the year in order? And then we'll go Dylan, me, and then we'll do money, and then and then critics. So people know we've talked a lot. So there's
we
probably
have.
there's movies all over. So this
I
is
know.
what we're most looking forward to our list.
So I'm because we kind of juggled around as we were going. So I know my critical list is different, but my most anticipated is definitely Infinity War, then Black Panther, Deadpool, Venom. I think I have Aquaman, X-Men, Spidey, and Ant-Man.
Okay, that Ant-Man.
Do you have my list? Because I didn't write mine down.
Yes, I do.
Thanks.
Dylan, you could read yours off. Actually, it's right there.
Okay, Infinity War number 1. Yes, of course. Deadpool, Black Panther, Ant-Man, X-Men, Spider-Verse, Aquaman, and Venom's missing. I guess Venom's last.
Yeah, Venom's last.
Yeah.
And then I went Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool, Aquaman, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Man verse, or just the
Into the Spider-Man verse.
Ant-Man, Venom, and then X-Men, Dark Phoenix. Critical, we did box office next. Did you write down box office?
I didn't write anything down.
Okay, good thing I'm here. I wrote money down.
I saw you were writing it down, so
Okay.
I didn't write it down.
I'll go first, even though I feel like I'm missing them. I went Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2, Aquaman, Ant-Man. I would have went Spider-Verse, X-Men, and then Venom.
And that was for
Money.
money.
Dylan, you can. I feel like I feel like at some point.
Money wise, number 1, Infinity War.
I-
Just take over.
Yeah.
Followed by Black Panther. Triple up with Deadpool, then Aquaman, then Ant-Man, and then Spider-Man.
I keep forgetting the last 2 X-Men and Dark Phoenix. Which one you would have put Venom last?
I would have put X-Men. Yeah, X-Men number 7.
Yeah.
And Dead last. It's poor Venom.
Yeah. Did you have your money list, Colin?
I think my list is exactly the same as yours, Travis.
No, you put Spider-Verse really low. Remember, in the money.
Oh, yeah. So I have
poor
Infinity
Spider-Verse.
War, Black Panther, Deadpool, Aquaman, Ant-Man, X-Men, Venom, then Spidey.
And then reviews wise, I went Black Panther, Aquaman, Infinity War, Spider-Verse, Ant-Man, Deadpool, Dark Phoenix, and Venom.
As for myself, Black Panther, Spider-Verse, Ant-Man, a dead equal tie between Deadpool and Infinity War, Venom, X-Men, and then Aquaman
At
with a
13%.
prediction of 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, dead rotten.
I put Black Panther, Infinity War, Deadpool, Spideyverse, Aquaman, Venom, X-Men.
Ant-Man is missing in there.
Ant-Man should be after Spideyverse.
Wow, after Spider-Verse, okay.
Big hater of the Ant-Man.
I think it's gonna be good. Ant-Man was only
I'm
given
just
like 80 or something.
That's pretty good. DC killed it for one of
Better
their
than
movies
any
just to
movie
be.
I've released.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. A lot of numbers crunch, a lot of predictions, but I like doing that because now next year, us 3 will get back to, if we're all alive and if we're all still here.
I might be alive.
We'll, yeah.
I might
planning
still
on
be
it.
here.
If we're all still here and willing and able, we will look back and see how right or wrong we will. And hopefully, you know what? All these movies are tied with 100%. All of them make
Really,
$1 billion.
though? I guess I feel like at that point someone would have broken in Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but if it's like not paid off, if they said, "Hey, next year," that means we're getting 100% Rotten Tomato reviewed Venom movie. I'm pretty.
That'd be
stoked.
some good movies.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked to
I'm
make
down.
that.
Better get an Oscar or something.
What I will say about this year is, of Tom Hardy, Venom. I will say I don't think, even though Infinity
Eddie
War is
Brock.
coming out, as Eddie Brock. Oh god, Risen Mad as Harry Osborn's hair. I do think this year will not be as good as last year. I don't know if you guys have the same sentiment because you guys don't crunch the numbers as much as I do, like looking at years, like these movies count this year. But last year's a really great year
Good
for
year.
comic book movies.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think there's maybe one that was just kind of meh. The rest were good to great. I think there's going to be a few more meh ones this year. A few
Yeah.
more. Especially also New Mutants move, so that's good. But that was another one that when it was coming out, it's like that could also be like a that was kind of a mess. So I think this year will be a good year. Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool, but there's some.
We got a lot of big movies, but the thing, like all those big movies are, like we talked about earlier, are top heavy. It's stacked kind of in the first half of the year.
all done
So-
in May, and then it's your, which is kind of exciting for us. You got your Venoms, you got your Dark Phoenix. And
When
then
does Spideyverse come out?
December, a week
Right.
after Aquaman.
Right.
I think it's one or the other, but both of them, they're just
Interesting.
eating that December Star Wars
Eating
slot. So thank you very much for tuning in. You know where to find us in the links. Subscribe, like, comment. Let us know what your lists are in all this. Let us know what
Yeah.
your predictions
Drop your
are.
list in the comments.
Yeah.
section,
Do you think
definitely.
Venom's gonna be the best reviewed movie of the year? Let us know. Because the thing is,
Tell
that's
us why.
the thing that sucks
Please.
is the time this releases, you know, there'll be a fucking trailer, and then we'll look like idiots. Everyone will be like, it'll be a new. They'll just do.
That fake trailer that we showed Kirkland and Tyler. That
We
was-
showed Tyler and Kirkland a fake trailer and told them it was real. We told, and then we had them on cast.
on.
talking about
Yeah.
it.
Kirkland's like, it kind of looks like it's fan made.
Yeah, it looks really
shit.
cheap. And he's like, I think one of those scenes is from Resident Evil. It was. Yeah. But watch, you know what they'll do? They'll put a Venom trailer out, but it'll just be to the theme of Johnny Cash's Hurt. And then everyone's like, oh, best thing ever.
Yeah.
You know. So thank you very much for tuning in. We will see you later.
Oh yeah.
I didn't. Okay, that you can't blame me for
No,
that.
that's why I looked just
I know. I was like, I had something to do with Wonder Woman. I know this.
Yeah.
I'm not a resident.
Drop the ball.
Dynamic duo work.
Like
Sorry.
Spider-Verse is gonna apparently.
Dynamic Dewey.
Well, Dynamic Duo, right?